you ever wondered where the idea of democracy first took root? Let's journey back in time, around 2.5 millennia ago, to the rocky hills of Athens, ancient Greece. In this cradle of civilization, the concept of democracy, a system of government by the people for the people, was born. The year was around 508 BC, a tumultuous time in Athens. The city was rife with class struggle and the Athenians were yearning for change. Enter Cleisthenes, an Athenian nobleman with a vision to transform the political landscape of his city. Often hailed as the father of Athenian democracy, Cleisthenes introduced a series of radical reforms that would forever alter the course of history. Cleisthenes' reforms were groundbreaking. He reorganized the Athenian citizens not by wealth or by birth but by where they lived. This new local focus broke the power of the traditional ruling families, bringing power to the people. He also introduced the concept of isonomia, or equality under the law, a cornerstone of all democratic societies today. But perhaps Cleisthenes' most revolutionary idea was the establishment of the ecclesia, or the assembly. This was a gathering where all male citizens, regardless of their social status, could vote on laws and policies, a true demonstration of participatory democracy. The birth of democracy in ancient Greece was not without its flaws. It was far from the inclusive system we strive for today. Women, slaves, and foreigners were excluded. Yet it was a remarkable beginning. It marked a shift from the rule of a privileged few to the involvement of the many. This Athenian experiment, this idea of democracy, would echo through the ages. It would inspire countless revolutions, shape nations, and form the bedrock of modern political thought. It was a testament to the belief in the collective wisdom of ordinary people, a belief that continues to resonate in democratic systems worldwide. Thus, the birth of democracy in ancient Greece set the stage for a political system that millions around the world cherish today. Can you imagine a world without the number 0? Sounds impossible, doesn't it? Let's rewind time back to the 5th century AD, when numbers were as crucial as they are today, but something was missing: the concept of 0. This was a time when ancient Indian mathematicians were making groundbreaking discoveries, and one such genius was Brahmagupta. This brilliant mind took a leap of imagination and introduced the world to a concept that would revolutionize the field of mathematics: the concept of 0. In an era dominated by tangible items, Brahmagupta dared to conceptualize nothing. He defined 0 not as a numeral but as a symbol, a void, an idea that represented an absence of quantity. He was the first to document rules about this mysterious entity, like the fact that when you add 0 to any number, the number remains the same. This was groundbreaking. For the first time, the concept of nothing had a value and a place in mathematics. It was no longer just about the counting numbers. The world of mathematics had a new member, and it was here to change the rules of the game. The introduction of 0 didn't just impact mathematics, it went beyond, influencing technology and science. Think about it. Without 0, could we have binary code, the foundation of all digital technology? Could we accurately represent temperatures below freezing, or understand the concept of a vacuum in space? Brahmagupta's 0 was more than just a placeholder or a symbol. It was a catalyst that propelled humanity into a new era of scientific and technological advancements. From the abacus to the supercomputers, from ancient astronomy to modern physics, 0 has been the silent hero, the unassuming enabler that made complex calculations and scientific concepts possible. It's the cornerstone that supports the gigantic structure of modern science and technology. So next time you see a 0, remember it's not just a simple round figure. It's a symbol of human ingenuity, a testament to our ability to perceive beyond the obvious. 0, a seemingly simple concept, revolutionized the world of numbers and beyond. What if you were told that there was a time when books were a luxury only a few could afford? Well, believe it or not, that was the reality before the 15th century. But everything changed with the invention of the printing press by a man named Johannes Gutenberg. Gutenberg, a German blacksmith, goldsmith, inventor, and publisher, introduced printing to Europe. His innovation, a machine that used movable type, was a game changer. It made the mass production of books affordable and quick, a stark contrast to the tedious manual process of writing or copying by hand that was prevalent before. This invention didn't just revolutionize the production of books, it transformed society as a whole. Knowledge, once the privilege of a select few, became accessible to the wider public. The written word was no longer confined to the elite or the clergy. It reached the hands of the common man, and with it came the spread of literacy. And as literacy spread, so did ideas. The printing press facilitated the exchange of thoughts and philosophies across borders and cultures. This cross-pollination of ideas sparked debates, fueled innovation, and led to cultural and scientific revolutions. It played a vital role in the dissemination of Martin Luther's 95 Theses, which marked the beginning of the Protestant Reformation. What's more, the printing press also aided in preserving our history. By making copies of important texts, it ensured that knowledge was not lost to time or calamity. It created records, accounts, and narratives that have withstood the test of time and continue to inform and educate us today. In essence, Gutenberg's printing press democratized knowledge. It broke down the barriers that kept knowledge confined to a select few, allowing it to flow freely to anyone who sought it. It empowered individuals, fueled societal progress, and set the stage for the modern world as we know it. The Gutenberg Press, a catalyst for the democratization of knowledge, truly changed the course of history. Ever wondered how we transitioned from hand production methods to machines? Let's rewind the clock to the 18th century, to a transformative period known as the Industrial Revolution. This was a time when Britain was on the cusp of a dramatic metamorphosis, shifting from an agrarian society to one dominated by industry and the manufacturing of goods. Central to this change was the advent of steam power, a force that revolutionized transportation and industry. The steam engine, with its ability to convert heat into mechanical energy, was a game changer. No longer were we reliant on the inconsistent powers of wind and water. With steam, we had a controllable, dependable source of power that could drive machinery, propel ships, and speed up locomotives. Another key player in this revolution was mechanization. The introduction of machinery into the production process meant goods could be produced faster, more efficiently, and in larger quantities than ever before. The spinning jenny, the power loom, the steam hammer. These were not just machines, they were harbingers of a new era. But what is a machine without a home? Enter the factory system. Factories became the beating heart of this industrial transformation. They housed the machines, they employed the workers, and they churned out the goods. Society saw a shift as people moved from rural areas to towns and cities, seeking employment in these bustling hubs of industry. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just about machinery and factories, though. It had profound impacts on society, the economy, and the environment. It brought wealth and growth, but also triggered social